what's going on, guys and gals? Dan the Man coming at you from the 60s Rule channel. And before we get going with the rest of this video, we got a shop card shout out over here from this cool dude over here. That's John at Left-Handed Models. And John, he likes to build just about everything, just like me. He likes different subject matter, and it's a two-sided card. And yeah, he got cars, tanks, planes, ships, submarines. Yeah, he builds just about everything, man. So yeah, if you're not subbed to John, go over there and check him out, man. He's a cool dude, man. Give him a like, give him a sub, ring his doorbell, tell him he's cool, and tell him Dan the Man sent you. So if you want to get in touch with John, there's his email address. If you want to just chit-chat and or swap shop cards. And this will take you to his channel right over here. Okay, guys? So, John, thanks so much for the card, man. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Remember this guy over here? I said I wanted to do something a little easy after the last couple months of those stressful bills I was going through. So, yeah, excuse me. We decided to go with this over here. This is the Martin Handasyde, I guess that's how you pronounce it, by Impact Models from England. And this kit is from 1966, I believe. So what is that, 58 years? Yeah. And this thing was virgin plastic, man. It was still sealed in a bag, you know. And it went together fairly well, you know. And the only issue I had over here was with the rigging. This is my first time doing rigging on a plane. So we'll get to that in a bit, so I'll show you that in a little while. All right, guys, let's slide this over here and show you what we came up with over here. So she went together very well, and like I said, because this was a new mold back in '66, very little flash. You know, you got parting lines to deal with, but she went together fairly well, and I added a few details to it as well, and I'll show you that in a second. And I wanted to do this, you know, this kit as if it was, you know, something that you would see back in the day. You know, this is from 1911, and I weathered up the wings and try to make this the wings in the rudder section look like fabric, you know, like canvas, because that's what they used back in the day. Basically, this thing was made out of wood and fabric. That's all it was. The whole frame was wood, and I did a little wood grain on the fuselage there. You can see that. And yeah, she came out really good, I think. And let me take this off the stand over here. We'll get a little closer look at it. And I added some wires to the engine. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nice little touch over there. And I added a couple of lines over there to the gas tanks. I don't know if they're supposed to be there, but I thought it was cool, so I added them anyway. More detail, the better, right? So that came out pretty cool. And let me show you something. Oh boy, allergies, jeez Christ. Now you can see the rigging over here. Now the rigging instructions in this kit, they tell you to use a lot more thread than what you really need. And I actually did run out of thread, and thanks to my wife, let me put this back in here and I'll show you. I just about ran out of thread. There's not enough thread to complete this model. So thankfully my wife came through and she found this in her sewing box, and there's plenty of thread in here to finish the model. So thank God for the wife, right? So that worked out really, really well. And that took me about a day and a half to do the rigging. But if you take your time, you know, it'll come out really nice. And if you notice over here, I have to take it back off the stand again. You can see the struts that hold up the thread over there, the rigging. Well, what I did was I put little slits. I don't think that's going to focus. I guess not. Anyway, there's little slits on top of those struts over there. What I use for that is, this tool is awesome, guys. If you don't have one of these, pick one up. I use this almost on every single build. You got a fine tooth one side, and you got a coarse teeth on the other side. And what I did was I just put a little slit on top of each uh, uh, strut over there. And the same thing with the bottom. And that thread just sat right in there with no problem. You didn't even have to glue it. I only had to glue, it's just basically one loop all the way around the wing, and you just glue one point over there next to the fuselage. And that worked out great, man, I'm telling you. And the pilot, actually, you know what? That left arm there, that's a separate piece. You're supposed to pose it, right? But when I went to go look for part 30, it wasn't there. And I'm like, okay, where the hell did it go, man? I went through my trash bin under the desk. I couldn't find it. I tore everything apart looking for it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have to scratch build one. So that's what I did. I went to my plastic parts box there, my scrap box, and we found something like the same angle as the other arm, the right arm, and we scratch built that and painted her up. And it looks pretty good right there. And I also used that razor so if you could see his, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, let's see. We can zoom in, no. Well, he's got his glove there, his fingers. I did that with that razor saw as well. All right. So that turned out pretty good. And another thing I wanted to show you, you see the anchoring points over here? You see those little loops over? I want to see if I can point that out to you. Right over here. Those are watch parts. And you can see on the bottom as well. We're going to focus or not? I guess not. Maybe I'm going to have to take this off the stand. Oh, I've got them. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm afraid to touch this thing, man. It's so fragile. That, my friend, is this watch parts right here. A whole bunch of watch parts. You can buy these on eBay. Don't hit the camera, dummy. You get a whole bag of these like for $4 or $5, I think, you know. And I use these almost on every single build. And there's a bunch of stuff in there you can use, you know. So, here, I'll take it off here. We'll get a better look at it. Oh, God, I hope I don't break anything, guys. And pilot just, he just ejected. Here's some of the rigging on the bottom. You can see that. It looks very complex, guys, but it's really not. You just have to do one strand at a time. You got to take your time. But when you're done, I tell you, you're going to have a nice model on your hands, boy. So, yeah, let me put this guy back up in here. Hold on, guys. Comes with this neat little stand over here. Okay, we'll put the pilot back in here. He ejected too soon. So, there you go, guys. Had a lot of fun with this, man. I'm telling you. A lot of fun. You never know what's going to show up on the channel here, guys. Trains, planes, automobiles. You never know. All right, guys and gals. That's all I got for you today. And don't forget, go over there and check John out, okay? Left-handed models, man. He's a cool dude, and he's got some great builds over there, right? All right, guys and gals, remember, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Guys, take care, be safe, and keep on building.